subscribe and hit that notification bell. Number 1. Giant Gonzalez. Remember The Undertaker's favorite WrestleMania opponent?
Bro!
Well, believe it or not, but Giant Gonzalez.
I remember looking up the Undertaker's like WrestleMania match because I wanted to see how he got to like 25 and all that shit. Bro, this looked trash in a. It was a tall in a muscle suit.
Had a solid career before joining the company in 1993. He was a main staple in WCW that even feuded with Ric Flair for the WCW World Heavyweight title. But the problem with Giant Gonzalez was that he simply wasn't a good wrestler. However, it's been well known how much Vince McMahon values height and probably creamed his pants when he saw the near 8-foot beast. Gonzalez made his WWE debut by eliminating The Undertaker at 93's Royal Rumble. That led to a match between the two at WrestleMania 9, and it's considered to be one of the worst matches of all time.
Thank you.
The Taker-Gonzalez feud
lasted. I'm like, bro, this sucks. What the
lasted until SummerSlam, and then it was all downhill for the Giant. After playing Jobber to the Stars, Gonzalez was released the same year in October. It was clear that Vince wanted Gonzalez to be another Andre the Giant type monster, but Gonzalez's lack of wrestling ability was the biggest contribution to his downfall. Number 2. Taz. Taz's WWE career seemed so promising when he made his debut at the Royal Rumble in Madison Square Garden. Seeing him and Kurt Angle in the same ring was unreal. Taz was at the peak of his career thanks to his legendary run in ECW. The former ECW World Champion had the skills and charisma to be a top WWE star, but Vince McMahon likely didn't see much value for Taz beyond mid-card. He quickly lost to Triple H on SmackDown, further cementing that he wasn't going to be nothing more than a mid-card wrestler, what ultimately killed Taz's career.
Yeah, I think Vince McMahon held him, bro. That's one of the only reasons.
It was the mounting injuries that put him in the commentary booth. However, Taz was never able to top his strong debut against Kurt Angle. The Olympic gold medalist shed some light on why Taz never reached a higher level in WWE.
I think the reason was Vince McMahon had this idea of Taz being a smaller guy and selling for the big guys and never giving up. And Taz had in his mind that he wanted to be a dominant wrestler and just beat everybody out dominantly. They didn't want him to be, he didn't want himself to be the underdog that was fighting from underneath. And I think that's the reason why.
Lucky dropping in 8 minutes. I ain't gonna lie, bro. And I got somewhere to be, bro.
I can't believe as a kid I believed Taz was one of us. Crying face.
What you thought Taz was black?
They kind of ended Taz's career a little bit early was because he had a different idea of what the creative had for him, and then they made him a commentary.
Just say, oh no, I legit gotta go pick somebody up from the airport. I can't do nothing about it right now.
That was pretty much the end of Taz's career. I don't think he lasted that long.
Okay.
In some ways, this makes sense. Taz was a believable badass in ECW because his in-ring prowess and size gave him that illusion, but when he came to WWE, he was no longer one of the big dogs in the yard. In theory, Vince's idea is sound as it still paints him as a badass, but in the role of an underdog. It's a shame that Taz's debut remains the most memorable part of his WWE career, but the fact that he didn't even get a run with the Intercontinental title is a crime against humanity. Number 3. Kharma. Despite what WWE history would tell you, TNA Wrestling was the first promotion in North America to have a women's revolution. When the company introduced its knockout division in 2007,
Gail Kim
it had a set of talented women on its roster, but Awesome Kong and Gail Kim made the world take notice by having one of the best women's feuds ever. Awesome Kong was an accomplished wrestler. She fought across the globe in Japan, Shimmer, and Ring of Honor, with TNA finally giving her the spotlight she deserved. When she finally signed with WWE,
I didn't even know she was really a good wrestler. I thought she was ass. But I think the only reason I thought she was ass is because she was a kid and she ain't never really talked like that.
WWE in 2011, Awesome Kong represented hope that the company would finally take the women's division seriously. The creepy vignettes were simply perfect. Her character got over instantly and she stood out from all of the other women on the roster. Her debut was equally strong as she had the fans buzzing about what she would do next. Unfortunately, that all came crashing down when Kharma was forced to disappear due to a pregnancy. It seemed that she was back on track when she made a return at the 2012 Royal Rumble match, but sadly she was released 6 months later. According to Kia Stevens herself, she wasn't mentally or physically prepared for a WWE run. The former TNA Knockouts champion had a miscarriage and never fully recovered from that traumatic experience. The former TNA Knockouts champion felt that the release was a blessing in disguise as she hoped to return to the company one day. Kharma really could have been a difference maker as Vince seemed to care about the character in the beginning. It's a shame that she never got another opportunity to prove.
It looked like, wait, damn, especially if Vince cared about it, girl, she probably would have had a dope ass run. That's trash.
How great she was to a wider audience. Number 4, Gail Kim. Speaking of the TNA Knockouts, the pioneer of the division was no stranger to WWE. Kim made a Raw debut in 2002 and immediately won the WWE Women's Championship.
I thought Gail Kim was all right. Maybe I guess when I was a kid, what I thought was good or bad was based off how good they looked when it came to the women. I'm going to be honest. Because I thought Gail Kim was all right, and I thought Tori Wilson was cool too. Hey, if a shorty was ugly, man, she sucked. She put on 5-star matches. Man, she trash.
Despite the cool Matrix-like entrance and her alliance with Molly Holly, her first stint in WWE was directionless because the company didn't seem to understand what to do with her. However, Kim was on WWE's radar thanks to her incredible feud with Awesome Kong. She came back with some hype surrounding her name, but unfortunately for Kim, it was clear that WWE still didn't see her as a top star. She had some fun matches throughout her short stint, but it was nothing compared to what she did in TNA. The former WWE Women's Champion was just another girl on the roster by the time 2011 because her character was non-existent. Like Awesome Kong, Gail Kim had all the tools to elevate the division to new heights, but Vince didn't understand what made the former Knockouts champion work in TNA, nor did he ever put much effort into trying to give us something meaningful. Number 5, Austin Aries.
Yo, Aries is alright!
Stepped foot in a WWE.
Bro, this is a hell of a heel, bro.
Ring. He was touted as one of the best professional wrestlers on the indie scene. However, it was his run in TNA that elevated his status as a possible WWE.
I'm gonna learn how to fly cheered X100. You answer my dollar question about college football 25? I was gone.
Yeah, we did, but I'll kind of give you an idea. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm thinking of honestly just rebuilding Arizona State, but I did have an idea for the chat, and I need them to let me know, and I'll go look at the comments. We can do two things. Either I rebuild a team and put chat members inside of the recruiting pool, and we recruit them year one, all right? Or I put TSU into the game, and then my first year of the chat, so my first year of the game is going to be members of the chat, basically. And we'll do it like that, all right?
WWE star. Despite his size, he was the total package. He had mountains of charisma, his mic skills...
Google him? Well, what's wrong with Austin Aries? What happened to him?
...were off the charts, and he was a fantastic in-ring performer. This is a rarity for any wrestler to have, and he could have been the exception to Vince McMahon's height rule because the guy understands character and the psychology of wrestling. However, the only negative...
Bro, with them little ass twists. Relax, bro. Them hoes not even that little, bro. It's my posture. Chill. Them hoes got a little hang time. Chill. Relax.
...about Austin.
Yuck. Them hoes is tough. Hey, man, I'm streaming in a do-rag only now.
Aries was his backstage attitude. Rumors have always painted Aries as a pain-in-the-ass backstage, and even former TNA World Heavyweight Champion admitted this in an interview with VOC Nation.
I'm sure I can be a pain in the ass because I have my own opinions. Those aren't always welcome in a high-pressure situation where they're just trying to dump out content. Again, I've used the analogy. They, for the most part, when you're hired there, they want you to be a line cook. I'm a gourmet chef. And so when I'm trying to, add some of my own ideas of how the recipe could be improved, they're like, hey, we're McDonald's. We sell 1 billion hamburgers.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I can see why a nigga would be mad at him. He seemed like he might be annoying as fuck to be around. I'm a gourmet chef.
For his release in 2017, the company seemed to like him. He used his gift to the gab to get over on commentary, and his first pay-per-view match was at WrestleMania. But Aries ultimately did nothing in his WWE run. Rumors swirled that Aries was a much liked backstage because WWE officials hated his self-entitlement. Any chance of him returning was killed when he pulled that Bound for Glory stunt in 2018 following his match against Johnny Impact. He became blacklisted from most of the major wrestling companies after that moment. Unfortunately, Austin Aries...
What did he do on Bound for Glory?
...was his own worst enemy. The guy had all the talent in the world, but his rumor behavior issues are the reason his career...
He no-sold? Let me see that again.
...hated his self-entitlement. Any chance of him returning was killed when he pulled that Bound for Glory stunt in 2018 following his match against Johnny Impact. He became black.
That nigga got pinned and just got up. What the fuck?
Brief run will go down as one of the worst stints DDP.
Oh, DDP!
Diamond Dallas Page's
Randy Orton stole the shit out your move and added swag to it, nigga. Thanks.
brief run will go down as one of the worst stints in company history. DDP was far from the greatest wrestler on the roster, but he was levels above Kevin Nash and Goldberg. More importantly, the guy had the it factor that he showcased during his time in WCW. He quickly rose.
I'm not gonna lie, real shit. The Diamond Cutter is tough though. The Diamond Cutter is tough. Like, look how that nigga hit niggas with that bitch. Shook a nigga hand and
More importantly, the guy had the it factor that he showcased during his time in WCW. He quickly rose from a lower card act to one of WCW's top babyfaces organically before he had an incredible on-screen presence. But for some reason, his hot babyface that could have been a draw for WWE was turned into a crazy stalker in his debut. DDP himself admitted that he regrets the storyline, which was actually pitched to Stone Cold Steve Austin beforehand. Page was buried throughout the story, and he was even pinned by The Undertaker's wife. The former three-time WCW World
I know you ain't get pinned by Michelle McCool.
Heavyweight Champion was treated as a complete joke, and it didn't get better when the company tried to change his gimmick into a motivational speaker. It wasn't as bad as the Stalker storyline, but DDP never gained any momentum before he was stuck with terrible stories that resulted in him jobbing to the stars. DDP was a shell of his former self, which was no fault of his own. His career may not have lasted long.
All I know about DDP is him on Shut Your Mouth, nigga. That nigga, he was ass as fuck on that bitch, but the Diamond Cutter was alright.
But there were no signs that WWE were going to book him better. Number 7, Scott Steiner. I think it's safe to say that most of the
steroid demon, that nigga muscle had a fucking muscle. What a demon.
WCW stars in WWE flopped hard. Unlike DDP, WWE treated Steiner as a main event star when he first arrived in 2002. Steiner had everything Vince McMahon wanted.
Look at that shit. Let me tell you what, that nigga theme song alright though. Holla if you hear me. I gotta play that bitch. Hey nigga. Yeah. That nigga come to the ring and lose though. That nigga theme was alright, bro. That nigga still cool.
Wanted in a wrestler, a great physique, strong promo skills, and a decent in-ring worker. His time was memorable in WCW because he felt unique from the entire roster. He had an incredible run with his brother Rick as a tag team champion, but Steiner going solo as Big Papa Pump is what turned him into a main eventer. He was an obnoxious asshole who could beat you up and steal your girl. Unfortunately, WWE didn't get this memo. He was brought in as a bland babyface instead of the charismatic heel character that got over in WCW. It didn't help that Steiner had 2 terrible matches against Triple H. His performance killed his dreams of main eventing again since he plummeted down to the lower card immediately. Steiner's failure in WWE can be attributed to both creative and the man himself. He never showed Vince why he belonged in the main event, but he didn't give him many opportunities to do so either. Number 8, Sting. Out of all the WCW...
Man, I don't even know why Sting on this list. Like, Sting does not qualify. Sting should be on the greatest what-ifs because he came when he was already done. Sting should not be on this list at all.
Legends, Sting's run in the company is easily the most disappointing. Sting represented the best parts of WCW, and it could be argued that he wasted his best years in TNA, but the short period that Sting had in WWE wasn't a positive indication that he would have been better served under Vince McMahon's creative genius. There was a huge excitement over Sting's shocking debut at Survivor Series, but all of Sting's aura was killed when he jobbed in his very first WWE match. His second match wasn't any better, and the career-threatening injury had nothing to do with the lackluster build between Rollins and Sting. Though no one...
Hey, bro, what the fuck? I know fans was excited because Sting is finally here. But what did you want a nigga in his 60s to realistically do? Be a champion? Oh, hold on. I got a call. This is the person I'm picking from the airport. Hold on. Nigga said off the watch is crazy. I know, but I literally don't know where my phone is. I literally, that was one of the worst conversations I've ever had. But I don't know where my phone is, and I had to answer that call. What the fuck is my shit at? The watch conversations is garbage. All right. But Jay Wood said, we wanted Sting versus Taker. Okay, 2 old niggas wrestling. I get you.
The career-threatening injury had nothing to do with the lackluster build between Rollins and Sting. Though no one expected the former WCW World Heavyweight Champion to pull out classics at this stage of his career, Sting felt like just another guy on the roster.
Learn how to fly cheered X100. Show's over, fuck IT, let's call some hoes over.
Yo, appreciate you for the biz, gang.
Career may have been cut short based on a freak accident, but he didn't feel like an icon at any point in his brief WWE stint. Number 9, Lex Luger. $1 million body doesn't equal a successful career. When you hear about Lex Luger, he's considered a legend in this business. He made a splash in NWA and WCW mainly because of his perfect body, but that isn't to say that Luger wasn't a solid performer. He certainly got over thanks to his time in the Four Horsemen, and his reign as WCW World Heavyweight Champion helped increase his popularity.
I'm gonna be honest, I never watched WCW. Too young, wasn't around. But when I see WCW clips, it just looked like that shit looked amazing. I don't know. I be watching, I'm like, damn, nigga, WCW, like, it was tough.
So what exactly happened? Well, unlike many other names on this list, WWE tried their damned hardest to push Luger as the next big thing. They pushed him as the narcissist, with the gimmick being that Luger would pose in front of a mirror in every match. Luger had the looks to pull off the gimmick, but his charisma paled in comparison to what a main event star should be. And then Hulk Hogan left WWE in '93. Vince McMahon needed a new face of the company, and instead of going with a guy like Bret Hart or The Undertaker, he chose Luger. Luger dropped the narcissist act and became Mr. All-American, but that only damaged him further. Hogan was by no means a fantastic wrestler.
Bro, Twitch won't let me subscribe. I'm tired of this. I'm so sorry, bro. I hate when they do that shit, bro. I literally don't know how to fix the game. Listen, one of the easiest ways to put someone over in wrestling is to make them be the all-American guy. It's really a garbage-ass gimmick, but niggas be so, like, American, like, they got so much American pride. And, nigga, I got pride. I got pride, too, but I ain't got none like them, I guess. They take anything. They'll take it. It's a garbage gimmick. Like, bro, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, that nigga Cena became a motherfucking goddamn troop. I'm like, goddamn, nigga, shit.
Either, but the guy had personality and charisma. Subtract 95% of that and you get Lex Luger. It was clear that the former WCW World Heavyweight Champion was a cheap replacement for Hulkamania. Vince wisely opted not to put the belt on Luger at WrestleMania 10 once he realized that Luger wasn't the guy to replace Hulk Hogan. Sometimes a guy just doesn't have the it factor, and there's no denying Luger's success and popularity in WCW, but it didn't click much with the WWE audience, despite Vince McMahon trying his damned hardest to push him as the next.
Shit, putting 2 American flags on this nigga, like, bro, and this is how I look at it. It comes to a certain point when somebody pandering that much, I get offended. But the problem is, when people with that much American pride, they never get offended at somebody pandering that much. Bitch, you pander that much, I'm fucking offended, bro. That's like, especially during like political times, and you have these people that's Republicans that want black votes or Democrats that want black votes. Y'all come in this bitch and start eating hot sauce with chicken. Bitch, get the fuck out of here with that shit. I don't like that shit on my mama, nigga. Stop pandering that much, bitch. Be yourself, and if I fuck with you, I'll vote for you. Type shit.
Big thing. Number 10, Cain Velasquez. Oh boy, where do we begin? Look, Cain Velasquez will go down as one of the best UFC heavyweights in the company's history. There's no denying his skill as a fighter. Hell, he had some skill as a...
Hot sauce in the purse. Nigga, didn't Kamala Harris have hot sauce in her purse? Bitch. Take that hot sauce at your motherfucking purse. Keep it going though.
Heavyweights in the company's history. There's no denying his...
Hillary Clinton... Now, we don't never do politics. Chat, if y'all ever notice, I would never talk about politics because I think it's a horrible conversation and there's no nuance, all right? But I would love to see Hillary Clinton with this hot sauce. Hillary Clinton hot sauce.
No more questions? They said no, she has to go.
What's something that you always carry with you?
Hot sauce.
Really?
Yeah.
Racist! 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 Oh my God!
No more questions? They said no, she has to go.
What's something that you always carry with you?
Hot sauce.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you getting information right now?
Hot sauce.
Hot sauce in my bag, swag?
Hot sauce.
Really?
Yes.
Now listen, I
yes.
just want you to know, people are going to see this and say, okay, she's pandering to black people again.
Okay. Is it working?
Yeah.
Is it working? Is it working? Oh my God. Is it working? Jesus. You say you always, what a hot sauce said then, Hillary? Bro, the way that politicians are, especially someone, Hillary Clinton is damn near a career politician at that point. There's no way they didn't rehearse that. There's no way they didn't bring that up to think it was a great move. Absolutely not. Nigga said, I bet it's Tabasco. Yeah, her ass pulled out of Tabasco. She ain't pulling out no goddamn Louisiana. She ain't pulling out no goddamn Louisiana, bro. All right, let's keep it going.
Skill as a fighter. Hell, he had some skill as a pro wrestler, as before he made his way into WWE, he was making some moves in Lucha Libre AAA. The problem? WWE didn't want Cain Velasquez, the luchador. They wanted.
This one worse? Okay, hold on. What is this?
If an officer stops you, always be polite and never ever run away. Promise mama you'll keep your hands inside. Is it a gun? It ain't no secret.
Oh my God, bro.
No secret, my friend. You can get killed just for living in
this shit suck, Mary.
Your American skin.
Yeah, run out, man. Run out, man.
Your American skin.
America! Yo, she reached and touched her hand. That's the worst fucking shit I've ever seen in my fucking life, bro.
Wanted a guy who beat Brock Lesnar for the UFC Heavyweight Championship at UFC 121. Unfortunately, that guy looked like an amateur when he and Lesnar collided at Crown Jewel. But it wasn't just the fact that Velasquez lost his debut match, he didn't have the look of a WWE superstar, and he wasn't known for his charisma like Shawn Michaels. To be honest, it was kind of a mystery why they signed him in the first place. Rumors are that Vince wanted a marquee athlete for Crown Jewel, and apparently Tyson Fury wasn't enough. Velasquez is considered a UFC legend, but he wasn't an international star like McGregor. He could have developed into something special if they sent him down to the Performance Center first, but it felt as if Velasquez's only purpose was to lose to Brock Lesnar and Gable Steveson. But not everyone can be Kurt Angle, and WWE found this out the hard way with the failure of Gable Steveson. The company touted Gable big time as he made numerous pay-per-view appearances that highlighted him as a special attraction. He was even drafted to the Raw brand in 2021, but he wouldn't make his official debut until July 30th, 2023, and it did not go well. Gable was far from terrible. His suplexes looked solid and his movement could have been worse, but he was no freaking Kurt Angle. The match was
why they gave this nigga all Kurt moves?
A massive misfire with fans and critics, and Gable Steveson wouldn't be seen on TV again. It's clear that Steveson wasn't ready for primetime television, but there's
was he in the tag team Chad and Gable? Is that this nigga or is that a different nigga?
Also a question on how much his heart was really into pro wrestling.
He just signed to the Bills, word?
His outside projects seemed more important than his spot on the WWE roster. All that hype for a wrestler who turned out to be less than average at best. There you have it, folks. 10 of
that nigga didn't even have a look. I ain't gonna lie. You know, bro, sometimes wrestling, the look doesn't matter. He did not look like a WWE wrestler. That nigga looked like some nigga I created, and I wouldn't even in the damn character creator for that goddamn long.